if no one has questions so far, I don't think anyone is. We're going to be looking at the west elevation. It is just a Quick Trip sign on the building. And it is a 2-foot tall and then a 12-foot across by 1-inch LED red high LED letter that will be mounted directly to the wall. The next thing we're going to move on to here is the pricers with the Quick Trip logo to the left portion on the canopy elevations. There'll be 2 of these. Again, I believe these are within guidelines in Monona. Again, I'm not positive, but I believe this was already pre-approved to my knowledge. So if anyone has questions. This is basically the other canopy elevation with the Quick Trip price reader. This package here is the south side and north side Quick Trip enter signs, as well as the south side, north side auto gas car wash signs. They're double-sided signs. They're 4 feet tall and within guidelines to my understanding. Again, I'm from the Milwaukee area, so I'm basically clueless here. So you guys gotta let me know. Again, just a bunch of other 4-foot post and panel signs on the west side and east side elevations. Auto gas car wash and enter sign, as well as an auto gas car wash with an auto gas car wash on the other side facing the west side. We also have a single-sided directional sign on the west side with an access to the car wash arrow. These signs are all the same size. The last piece of paperwork I have here for you guys is just a general site plan for the new Quick Trip. Over here we have the gas fill-up section. We have the new store. We have Rose Lawn Avenue on this portion. We have Monona Drive on this portion, and then we have East Broadway on this portion. So that is the general overview of the project.
Go ahead.
So I want to point out some of the reason that we asked to have this on tonight's agenda was, one, there was a switchover, although much of this was part of our previous conversation. I felt like given there was some change in color and schematics and other pieces, that it was important that this group actually have just a look at it, even though there is likely no concerns. As you can see in Sunny's report, that there were no major concerns. A lot of these things have been discussed at this group already. I just wanted to throw that out there so people are clear why we're here. So,
thank you.
I have one question.
Yes.
And Sunny, you might help me recall the sign number 9, that directional sign, which is back on Roselawn.
Mm-hmm.
Was that in our previous site approval of a directional sign on Roselawn?
As far as I can remember, and my records show, we didn't actually approve any signage plans. They were probably included in some materials as concepts, but I don't remember. We didn't look at it at that level of detail.
As Brian's just indicated, obviously this is a recommendation from you. Do you want to say anything more about your?
Yep, Plan Commission approval is required because it accompanies a zoning permit, which this received. I have no concerns as summarized in the staff report, and approval is recommended as proposed.
Dale.
The only question I have is I unfortunately was not here when Quick Trip came back through with their revisions from the PDQ. Am I assuming correctly that the beige directional signs relate to the colors on the building?
Yes, they're going to be a pretty close match. They'll match the, I don't know if you guys, I'll put the drawing back up on CS1. They'll be pretty similar to this desert sand color on the 12-inch by 48-inch long car wash signs that basically say enter and exit, and those are non-lit.
Okay. I was just wondering why the color changed, so.
I couldn't tell you that one, to be honest.
Well, I assume they related to the building, but without a color drawing of the building. That's it, they're fine.
Any other questions? Do we have a motion?
Move approval.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor? Indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Section D, public hearing on request by property owner Joe Linzig for approval of a zoning permit for exterior alterations and facade improvement grant project at 6324 Monona Drive.
Good evening.
Hi.
Do I have that the right way, no, Chris?
No, just so you can see it.
All right. Yep. Great, so we want to do a facade improvement on the property located in Monona Drive. Currently, there's 2 apartments up above, and down below is the hair salon, formerly known as Sheer Bliss. It still is called Sheer Bliss, but I took over the rentals of the chairs, and we're going to do some improvements inside and to the facility, as well as color changes, bringing some wood products into some of the walls and jazz it up a little bit. So we're looking to apply for the facade grant. Cozy Home just moved in next to us. They're kind of an earth tone concept to their business too, and that's what we're going to stay with. So I can answer any questions. The working name, Off Broadway Salons.
Imagine that.
We were just throwing things out, and someone said, "Oh, well, why don't you go with Off Broadway Salons?" We really haven't dialed in what we want that sign necessarily to look like and what the parameters of the space we have to use yet. We'd like to match that up with the ground sign as well, because there's a ground sign out there on the island in front of the property. So, but that's what we're trying to achieve here. So.
Yeah, can I take delivery on food when I'm sitting in the chair? Take my hair down.
Just food or wine also. So.
I'll take a liquor license.
Questions for Joe? Chris?
Comment first. Excuse me. I think it clearly meets the parameters of our facade grant. We could argue about the pennies, but there's enough money being spent here that it meets the parameters to fix up for our facade grant program. I think that's one of our main considerations for tonight, is it not?
Yes.
Fine.
Sunday, can you help me remember if this property has come before us for a facade grant in the past with the previous owner?
Still, when Joe owned the property, it was here a couple of years ago, and I think it was completely different at that point, what he wanted to do as far as design.
I don't even know if we came before you with facade grant.
It was here at one point for a
Was it here
premier
one time?
conference, but didn't
So.
move forward.
I apologize.
agree,
I don't
clearly-
remember that because I've been on so many different projects.
Clearly,
so.
this meets the standard that we have, and I was just curious and trying to remember back with the previous one, and if there was approval or a denial, and how substantial the difference, or maybe it was just general feedback at that point.
Yeah, and I think it just didn't move forward, perhaps your timing.
Yeah.
So I don't think there were any major concerns with it.
Looks good.
Thanks.
Chris?
And for our, excuse me, our other item of consideration tonight would be a zoning permit for what he's proposing to do, correct?
Yes.
Excuse me. And I think we came here before, I probably mentioned it too, but that island out front is begging for a tree.
I was begging to have them plant one in there.
I know.
I'd like them to change the dirt in there too, because they loaded it full of gravel and sand.
It's still begging to have
I know.
a tree in it.
Yeah.
So-
So I have no problem.
I mean-
If you've ever been down to the Off-Broadway Draft House, you see how extensive I go with the landscaping. When this project is done, that's just a no-brainer with the perennials and a nice tree there as well. So, yeah, no problem at all.
I'm still obligated to mention that.
Right. Good. That is not an issue whatsoever, so.
Other questions? Chris?
Well, I'm waiting for Mr. Gans, but since he's not saying anything, are you considering doing anything to break up all that IFAS? It's a lot of IFAS of one color.
Yep, we were looking to bring in some metal products, somewhere in there to break that apart and to give it that, I've kind of been into that earth tone and rustic look, the throwback stuff. So, yeah, maybe to bring something up into, even into this corner here on this entryway here and in the corner and where the doorways are too. Yeah, it is one big area of a lot of the same color ephes running down the side. So we'd like to do something.
It is, and perhaps it's the preliminary nature of this, but it would, again, I'd like to hear what the rest of the commission thinks. It would be nice, and maybe it just doesn't render well, I almost spilled my water in the colors that we're given here, but it'd be nice to see something, I don't know what,
Yeah,
just
I
to
think
break
something
up stuff.
specifically in the doorway areas here, because those are kind of natural break areas, and we could.
You know, attract the eye to them
Yep,
anyway.
Yep, and we could frame that out.
Okay.
I don't know if we could do anything really in that front window area there. And, there's going to be some color choice yet in those overhangs. I want to keep them a metal-looking product, so I'd like to match that
Okay.
with whatever those entryways are, yeah.
Thanks.
Great. Other questions?
I think it qualifies for the grant. I have no further question.
Susan?
I'm fine. I agree with trying to add some detail to make it more interesting, but that looks fine to me.
Dale?
The rendering does not include windows, or are you eliminating a lot of windows in the apartments?
We're only eliminating one up in the front, on the face of Monona Drive. That window actually, that window is actually situated right here. The other windows are staying where they are. There's not a lot of balance to that building. So we're at least trying to balance.
They're just not rendered.
You just left the ones out with the rendering
So,
on the north
oh,
elevation.
yeah.
Yeah.
This window's here, this window here, this one is an air conditioning unit here. And this is a window which is, yeah, we're missing the air conditioning unit here, so that's a window, there's an air conditioning unit. Actually, there are, yeah, it's not exactly right here. There's two sets of windows.
Are you getting rid of any windows on that side?
No.
Okay.
No, we're not getting, but we're getting rid of the window on the front. It's situated right here. Yes. We're just trying to balance that out a little bit.
It's not so perfect sign.
So.
Fine.
Signage here.
No.
Rob, any other questions?
I agree with Chris's comment about adding some detail on that side. Looks good.
We even thought about we got that nice cedar up above and bringing a different color wood product down in them doorways is probably where the route we're going to go. But we do have metal products available to us that we can add to in some areas. So.
Sandy, would you like to share your recommendation?
Sure. So just to outline the process, this is a pre-hearing conference. We won't be taking any action tonight. The way that it works is first it goes to Plan Commission for a public hearing, and we hopefully have a consensus on whether it's eligible to move forward with the facade program. And then we take it to Finance and Personnel, which will happen on November 6th, and they will review the proposed grant amount of $10,000, and then it comes back to Plan Commission for final action with any revisions that were requested. Things that we've already discussed will be in the notes for that, and then the notes that I have written in the staff report also include that we should see the elevations of the south and east walls. Are you proposing any changes there?
No.
So the south elevation that faces towards PDQ will still be the white vinyl siding?
Oh, no, we're going to wrap, we're going to wrap that around
Okay.
at least, I believe, 20 feet back. And then we're hid by the building, and that vinyl will come down, but we'll probably put vinyl up that matches
Okay.
closer to the cedar. And the east side, it'll be vinyl in the back too. So there is a garage that's not shown here. That's that two-door garage in the back of that property too. We're going to match. That's
Okay.
not even shown or bid on this. I don't think we even did that. We're going to do that EPIS to match the building as well, and as well as the. I didn't think that pertained to the grant part of it because it's the back building. So So we're gonna make that match the building too, so
Okay.
that's directly straight going east as you pull in. So
Okay.
We'll match those two elements as well, so.
And the budget that you submitted includes costs for a dumpster. Where's the dumpster currently?
No, that was cost for, that dumpster was for removing of materials and stuff. for
Oh, okay,
construction.
gotcha.
Yep.
Your budget includes costs for lighting. What are your plans for?
We're gonna put lighting in each of those overhangs too.
Are they recessed underneath the
Yeah,
canopy?
recessed in there too, and I do think this project, you talked about some elements on the building, there's shepherd hooks out on Monona Drive, I think we're gonna look at putting some shepherd hooks lighting down the sides of the building. So, at least on the north facing side for sure.
Okay. And then I had the same comment about the ephes, the extent of the ephes on the first floor, and landscaping on the site was limited, which we've also addressed. So those types of revisions should be submitted in a revised plan set when we come back to Plan Commission.
Okay.
Terrific. Yep.
I should have prefaced my comments by saying thank you for deciding to reinvest on another property on Mineral Drive. Appreciate that.
And I'm glad your property's getting developed too.
So,
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, great.
Okay, number E. Pre-hearing conference on request by property owner Joe. Exterior alterations and facade improvements grant project at 6324 Manor Drive.
Yeah.
I think we just covered that.
They kind of blend together.
We did the public
We
hearing.
didn't- we didn't like-
Pre-hearing kind of together.
Right, we didn't like close
Okay,
the public
sorry.
hearing. We just-
There was a lot of confusion. I thought that we didn't realize we merged them together. Okay. So then we have reports from staff. and commissioners.
The next meeting is November 13th. Right now, I'm still tentatively canceling that second meeting in November. If something comes up, we may have a meeting, but I'm directing applicants to other agendas. And December 11th would be the other meeting this year. And as far as projects out there right now, we still have the possibility that Craig Frank will return to CDA and then Plan Commission. And we're still discussing concerns with the proposed hotel. I think those are the only two bigger projects.
I'm sorry, you said you don't have anything for November 13th? I mean, I would hate to bring everybody in, but I have a couple signs for Phoenix that they really want in the ground before winter as they complete what they're doing in my building is going to be really their sales facility where they bring a lot of people in and they want to make sure that their signs get up, so I'll be sending you that.
Are those ground
material.
signs?
I'm sorry?
Ground signs?
Yeah, they're ground
Okay.
signs. I'll express again my ongoing objection on having to bring those in. They're 5 feet, they're 24 square feet apiece, the setback is appropriate. There's been signs in both the locations I'm talking about. But they need to go to Planning Commission.
So it's a good thing that we brought up some additional funds to be covered, to hire a consultant to help us look at some revision to our code.
Yeah.
Because our sign subcommittee was struggling finding time to get together.
So otherwise, for November 13th...
struggling or never had a meeting?
Just not ready.
I was trying to pick up some cover.
I don't recall having a meeting.
A couple of people on it have resigned, I think, actually.
Well, Jim Bussey was on it.
Yeah,
I
so
know.
was...
We're having trouble scheduling the meeting.
Sharon? Was it Sharon and Jim
Yeah,
Bussey and I?
Sharon and Jim, I think. were-
Well, I can have a meeting then.
And then-
They're gone.
That would require me to have time to work on it.
So are your signs going to be aluminum then, Dale?
Huh? Yeah, interior lit plastic, vinyl. No.
So as of now, I don't have any applications for the 13th, but there are 5 Mondays in October, so applications are not due until next Monday. So we might still have that meeting, and you can put your signs on the agenda.
Okay. All right, just make them put them up.
No.
Which everybody else, never mind. I get into trouble.
Anything, yeah.
Sonny, in our next report, I know sometimes it's not easy to keep.
I will get you your conditions of approval spreadsheet.
It helps us, and I know there's just lots of things on staff's plates, but having that running list of what's out there for conditions of approval, I think helps keep us on our toes of what is it that we put out there as conditions of approval, and to make sure that we're keeping up our end of the bargain.
I'm sorry, I don't know what you mean.
That nice sheet that says these are all the things that we approved and items that are outstanding.
Oh, I see.
So we can keep tabs on you and your signs.
Yeah.
Anything else? No?
Move adjournment.
Second.
Third.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned.
Double your estimate. Pardon? You get to see the good half.